a little bit more of the description continued and get into a little bit of the history. In the early 1900s, the high intensity interval model was real popular over in Sweden and Finland and some other European countries, where they were running a lot of, call it 20 by 400 meter with 400-meter rest. And that was really the name of the game when it came to endurance training until a gentleman named Arthur Lydiard came around. And what Arthur Lydiard proposed was essentially Arthur Lydiard proposed putting a base training block into distance runners' schedules. And what this consists of, as you can see here, and these numbers can shift depending on who's your coach, what your athletic specifications are, and everything. But you spend as much and as long time as you can in zone 2 to build that aerobic base, build that campfire, and then you spend around 15% training of your training in the lactate threshold, and another 5% at that ventilatory threshold, just so you can become a well-rounded athlete. But as you can see here, a pyramid is only as big as a space. And zone 2 aerobic training, again, like I said, that improves all things when involved in running, is the biggest part of your training. And that's really what the zone 2 training that we know today consists of. So as mentioned, started in the early 1900s with the interval training, where we would have saw the lactate threshold training, and ventilatory threshold training here as bigger parts of the pyramid. Arthur Lydiard came along and he established this model. And this model remained wildly popular until about the 2010s, when high-intensity intervals came back onto the scene. And since it has now shifted again in the leg press, the Zone 2 training has shifted back into the leg press to a bigger role of prominence. And a lot more endurance athletes are starting to focus on Zone 2 aerobic training, despite how popular that the high-intensity interval trend became again in the late 2000s and 2010s.